How's it going, everybody? Chris Cards back through the mail. Monday, 5 returns for you today. All of these coming to us back from the vault from November of 2020. Our first one from Pittsburgh, PA. And we've got Grant Jackson. Grant Jackson on a 74 Topps card, signed the index card as well. If there's any updated information on any of these returns, given the lapse of time between 2020 and, of course, November of 2023, I will let you know. In this case, Grant Jackson passed away about a month after signing these cards from COVID. Not that old, 78 years young. 18-year career, 6 years with the Pirates, 6 years with the Phils, 6 years with the Orioles, 1969 All-Star, 1979 World Series champion with the Pirates. Great signer, great signature. Signed the index card for me. Very nice return from Mr. Grant Jackson. Unfortunately, no longer able to get him to sign. Although you can try if you want, but I am not going to supply with the address. That would be irresponsible of me. 1974 Topps card signed for the set, just in the nick of time. Awesome return from Grant Jackson. Let's move on to return number 2. New Orleans, Louisiana, our next return. And we have a few cards in here. We've got Mr. Charlie Spikes, a great name, a great baseball name. Signed the index card as well. 75 Topps card signed right there. Inscribed his Major League Baseball debut on the 74 Topps card signed here, as well as the index card, which I did request. Very nice return from Charlie Spikes, drafted 11th overall by the Yankees in the first round of the 1969 amateur draft. Yankees ended up sending him, along with other few prospects, to the Cleveland Indians for Greg Nettles. Spent most of his career with Cleveland, most of his 9-year career. Very nice return from Charlie Spikes. Awesome signature. He signed everything, including the index card. Gotta love it. Nice return from Charlie. Address is still relevant, so you can get him there as well. And let's move on, guys. So far, so good. 2 great returns here. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Louisville, Kentucky, right here on our next return. Not too many cards in here from the feel of it. Let's see if I can get these out. We've got some vintage. We've got Mr. Eddie Hois. Eddie Hois on a 1959 Topps Sporting News card. Love getting these cards signed. Got 2 of these signed. If I can get them apart and show you. There they are. Eddie Hois. This is his only trading card back from his playing days. Spent 3 years in the bigs. Got into 55 games for the Milwaukee Braves and the Chicago Cubs. Lost an entire year due to a broken ankle, unfortunately. Spent the majority of his baseball career as a coach in the Braves organization, who replaced Joe Torre after the 1984 season, but unfortunately got canned later on that season in August. 22 games out of the playoffs, or out of the division lead, I guess would be how you would put it back in the 80s. 85 Topps traded card of Eddie Hois, manager card. Probably more affordable card if you want to get his signature. That address is still relevant. 3 years later, in November of 2023, cousins of Phil and Gene Roof, former Major League players, had a couple of kids who also played baseball, had a lot of family members play baseball as well. So it came from a baseball family. Nice return from Eddie Hois, still signing strong. Let's move on to our 4th return of the day. Bill Dailey, our next return back from Greensboro, North Carolina. Bill Dailey with the address label on there, sort of takes away some of the suspense right here. Signature card filled out by Bill. Let's see if he signed the front of it. Bill Dailey. There you guys see. Nice signature from Bill. 4 years in the bigs, 2 with Minnesota, 2 with Cleveland. Got into 119 games in those 4 years. In 1963, he had 21 saves and a 1.99 ERA. There's a signature card. Did not sign the front of it, but it does say Twins 1963. That was his last season in the bigs, unfortunately. His last real good season. 64, he had rotator cuff issues and retired after that year. So really 3rd in the league in saves with 21 back in 1963. And after that, it was all downhill, unfortunately. Injuries that you can overcome now in today's game, you could not overcome back in 1964. So awesome signer for him. Still with the proper information if you guys want to get his signature. Awesome return from Bill Dailey. Let's move on, guys, to our final return of the day. All right, our 5th return comes to us from Oklahoma, as you can see in that little circular stamp up there in the corner. This is also from November of 2020. I just ripped the index card. Thankfully, it was not signed. And we've got Don Demeter. Don Demeter, 11 years in the bigs, several different teams, 6 years or 5 of those years with the Dodgers, including a 1959 World Series championship with the Dodgers, where he did play in all the games of the World Series that year as they defeated the White Sox. Quite the Christian fellow. He donated all of his World Series winnings from that year to the church. Don Demeter, very nice return. Tons of vintage from him. Look at that. Awesome return from Don. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us. Passed away in November 29th of 2021. So just a year after signing these cards, he was no longer with us. 86 years young, I do believe. Very nice return from Don. A great way to finish off this week's Through the Mail Monday. Lots of vintage for us in this week's episode. Hope everyone liked it. There's his information. Once again, I'm going to cover that up with something because no longer relevant, unfortunately. But nice returns here. And there is this week's haul. What a nice week of returns. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hope everyone out there has a great week. Really appreciate each and every one of you for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I do this every single Monday. Would love to have you along for the ride. And, of course, like the video. That'd be cool. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of this week's return. Tons of vintage. Lots of vintage. Few cards from my set. And, that literally all vintage. I don't think there's anything too recent in here aside from maybe some of the Charlie Spikes cards. But there you guys go. Don Demeter. How about that? Look at that. All right. What else to say? Not much else to say. I like to keep these videos short, and I like to keep them moving along. And hopefully I upload the correct video this week. That was sort of a snafu last week on my part. Apologize for that. I am not perfect. I'm sure you guys have realized that long ago. And Through the Mail Monday, once again, put in the books. Thanks, guys, for watching. See ya.